Hello everyone and welcome to the 9th update of my Southwest Florida International Model Airport series. It has been a very long time since the last update and I'd like to apologize for that. I wanted to catch up on a few other things first, and then summer vacation began where I went to Houston and Vegas and then had some more activities in between. For today's update though, I'm going to focus mainly on the low-cost airlines since I haven't had much of those in the previous updates, and I also have some exciting news at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. So anyways, let's get into it. We're going to start off with this Porter Airlines Embraer E190-E2. I haven't seen Porter at RSW for a very long time since the beginning of spring, so I'm assuming that this once permanent route from here to Toronto has become a winter seasonal special. And while I'm well aware that it's summer and this route currently isn't active, or at least that's what my research concluded, Porter Airlines will be starting new services to Fort Myers from both Ottawa and Montreal. Service to and from the Canadian capital will begin on November 28th of this year, and then the day right after, November 29th, is when service is set to begin between Montreal and Fort Myers. Today, however, this Porter E290 is unloading baggage from its flight from Ottawa, which hasn't officially begun yet, but will very soon. Moving on, we have the Cervelo Boeing 737-800 with those unique and colorful purple winglets. This aircraft is currently being pushed back as it just kicked off its service to Raleigh-Durham. From what I can tell, Avella goes through a cycle of different routes every 3 days when it comes to flying into Fort Myers RSW. The first of those 3 days, Avella only flies to and from New Haven. On the second day, they only fly to Raleigh-Durham, and then on the third day of that cycle, they operate flights from both New Haven and Wilmington. Today, of course, this aircraft has been caught in the second day of this cycle, which, as I said, means it's heading to Raleigh-Durham. Next up, we have yet another Canadian aircraft, which is of course the esteemed WestJet 737-700. This aircraft isn't as common to see here at RSW anymore, which can only mean the airline is receiving higher demand and increasing flight capacity, as they now send the 737-800 and MAX 8s more often, which is statistically a good thing. At the moment, this aircraft is being fueled up for its departure to Toronto Pearson Airport. Following that, we have a model that is being introduced in the series for the very first time, which is of course the famous flying banana, Spirit A320ceo. Spirit has a good handful of services between Fort Myers and other cities such as Detroit, Atlantic City, and my home city of Chicago, along with some more every so often, which means Spirit is a pretty sizable player here at this airport. They send just about every aircraft in their fleet based on demand, so there really is no consistency when it comes to what plane they operate into RSW. However, today, they sent this A320ceo from Detroit, Michigan, and it is currently having its baggage from that flight unloaded and sent to the claim area on the bottom floor of the main terminal. Just next to that, we have a model that doesn't appear very often in my videos, and it is slightly broken. This is the special livery Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8 in the famous Herbert D. Kelleher livery, or better known as the Desert Gold Retro livery. I saw this one a while back at RSW, which made me get this model. Being my first one from NGModels, I was astonished how well it rolled. I apparently rolled it too much, and the nose gear either unscrewed themselves or just gave up. Probably both. Currently, this aircraft is being catered for its flight to the airline's hub at Chicago Midway Airport. After that is this Breeze Airways Airbus A220-300, which is being fueled for its flight to Providence. Breeze recently announced 4 new routes from Fort Myers, which are Stuart, New York, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Pennsylvania, Lansing, Michigan, and finally Bangor, Maine. I hope I pronounced those right. These upcoming twice-weekly services are set to begin in early October, according to the official Southwest Florida International Airport website. I think it's really exciting to see so many new destinations added to the departure board here at RSW, as it shows the airport is growing and that demand is rising. I'm also really looking forward to seeing these new routes being active, as it will help Breeze to a higher position on the food chain here at Fort Myers. And last here at the apron is this JetBlue Airways Airbus A321-200neo, which just arrived from Boston, Massachusetts. This one's cargo and baggage is being unloaded, and the cleaning crew is about to board to cleanse the aircraft for its next flight, which will be to New York's JFK Airport. For the final aircraft of today's RSW 1-400 update, we have this Discover Airlines A330-300 in the Eurowings livery. Currently, the aircraft is veering off the runway as it just touched down from Frankfurt moments ago. After consistently asking for Discover Airlines' new livery A330-300, GeminiJets have been the first to answer with a future release imminent for a 1-400 scale model of said plane, registered Delta Alpha India Kilo Kilo. Funny enough, that is the very first, quote, new livery Discover aircraft, quote unquote, I've ever saw, and it was here at RSW. Coincidence? I think not. Anyways, that's going to wrap up this update, but not this video. Like I mentioned earlier, I have some pretty big news that will affect this series substantially. For what seems like forever, I've been using the GeminiJets terminal and mat for my RSW layout. Both have served their purposes thoroughly, but I think it's time to take the next step. And I know I have said in a previous update that I wouldn't do this until construction is complete on the real thing, but well, I just don't have the patience to wait another 2 years for everything to be finalized in order to even begin building. So, I have recently begun my own construction on a miniature replica of the real Southwest Florida RSW, complete with 3 concourses and a main terminal, all built out of Lego. I can't say for certain when this will be done, as I already ran out of the bricks I ordered for this project, obviously underestimating the size and techniques of it. However, what I can say for certain is that it will be completely done by the end of November at the very latest. This is a big step in the right direction for my main series, and it will finally put an end to the chaos of having unorganized gates and aircraft on a 7-bridge layout. With this new layout well embedded in the future of my series, I will be able to have at least 4 gates at each concourse, and at least 12 possible aircraft in operation every update. Like I said though, big step. I would recommend subscribing, as I will catch you all up on the progress of this throughout future airport updates. If you're interested in more time-based updates, feel free to follow the Instagram page dedicated to this model airport, which I'll link below. I'll be posting sneak peeks of my progress there as I go along. However, that is going to conclude today's video. As always, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, fly safe.